Sue Beckley here, Quantum Explorations. I'm here to talk to you today about a topic that I discussed with a fellow quantum healer last year as we spoke to a higher consciousness being, and it is about effort versus mastery versus flow. Efforting. From the time we're born, most of us have learned and have been taught that if we don't work really hard at something, we're probably not going to achieve it. And so we went about our way, working really hard, whatever it is our goal is, spirituality or our career, or to learn an instrument, whatever it is. Many of us believe in this working hard and efforting. Then there's mastery. We believe if we just effort enough, we're going to become masters of whatever, especially when it comes to spirituality. A lot of us spiritual minded individuals just want to become like the ascended masters. We feel like that's where we're supposed to go. And then there's flow, and we'll get to that in just a bit. Let's talk about mastery. The higher consciousness being that we spoke with said to us, and what happens with people that either believe they've attained some level of mastery or the outside world considers them a master? And the answer he gave us was they just know there's more and they keep going further and further. Because no matter how much we know about something, become experts, masters, there's always more. And I had to agree with that. And I had to really be honest with myself and know that, yeah, I actually had that expectation of myself that I was going to become like an ascended master or a guru or something along that lines. That's for sure I did. So, okay, let's talk about flow. Because, of course, I wanted to know what's the alternative. And flow, in this being's description, is when we take steps towards something that we're inspired to do. So, yes, there is effort, there is work sometimes, but instead of having an expectation of something at the end of it, we just know that we're going in the direction of the soul's desire for us. We set up a soul plan before we were born. We come into this incarnation and events play out in our lives, and we tend to be inspired or set goals towards something we want to do or be or join. And when we trust that that inspiration we feel within ourselves is going to achieve something in our lives, it's going to push us in a direction that is for our highest good, that's flowing versus efforting and trying to become masters. So staying in the present moment, now, the now moment, the eternal now moment, and putting our energy into something that we are inspired and feel joyful doing, that's what makes us want to get out of bed every day. That's exciting. It's joyful. It gives us the consciousness expansion that we came to Earth to experience. And it's a lot more fun to do it that way because we have a trust in ourselves. We know on some level that if we don't have the skill, we can obtain it. So I've never been inspired to be an astrophysicist, for example. That's probably something I could do if I really wanted to, but being that I'm not inspired to, It's probably not in my soul plan or a professional basketball player, and so on and so forth. What is it that's calling to you? That's your soul's guidance to roll with and flow with your life plan. That's it. And if you can refrain from putting an attachment to any particular outcome as you're working towards this goal, that's when you're flowing. And I think life becomes easier. It becomes more fun. It becomes more interesting. I agree with what is being said to us. No matter how much of a master of something we become, there's always more. Life is ever changing. It doesn't stay stagnant. It's not intended to. We didn't come to a third density reality, which means it has less light energy than our other selves are experiencing in higher dimensions. We didn't reduce our consciousness and come here to experience this necessarily to become masters of anything. Maybe we're just here to experience. If we already are masters, which I think we are, in another dimensional reality, which is the eternal now, going on now, why do we have to master anything here? Why can't we just experience and follow our highest joy? I get it. We have to make money. We have to have a career. I get it, right? We were born into a 3D reality, and right now, as it stands, we have to make a living. So I get that. And I'm not saying don't do that. But what I'm also saying is maybe there's a way to do those things without putting so much pressure on ourselves to be XYZ. Uh, that there's some potential outcome that we must obtain. Flow with it. You have your education or your experience or what have you, and you want to continue doing this thing you're doing because that's how you make your money, that's how you pay your bills. Awesome. But you don't have to work yourself ragged to the point where you don't have a lot of energy left to just enjoy life while you're doing it. Flow with it. Ask for help when you need. Listen for guidance, because if we give spirit permission and our souls permission to intervene on our behalf, the guidance will come, or we will notice synchronicities, or another human being will come along and give us a piece of information that inspires us even more. Maybe even to a whole nother thing to do to make money. Maybe it's easier. So I think that's the difference between the consciousness that says I have to work really hard for everything that comes into my life, and the consciousness that says I'm going to go towards the things that I'm really interested in, and I'm going to flow with that and see what happens. If it's not working out, it's okay. I can do something else. I'll flow in another direction. So that's it for today. If there are any questions, comments, please drop it in the box below. And I hope you have a great creationship process and a beautiful day. Thanks.